Hey guys, this video is long overdue. It is everything I know about flying bombers compacted into this one video. I break it down for you guys so that you know exactly what to do with the bomber to kill those tanks. So, it's a live commentary, guys, of me bombing some tanks on Soissons, and enjoy. Alright boys, we're playing Soissons Operations. I've never actually done this, I don't think, but someone told me that there's a ton of tanks on the enemy team and the attacking team. So let's go and do something I've never tried before, which is take the standard bomber, which is amazing at killing tanks, and just stop the tanks from approaching the sectors. Let's see what we can do. Oh, he knows I'm coming. He's trying to shoot at me. He knows I'm coming. Beautiful. Okay, right off the bat, let's talk about a question I see quite often in my bomber videos, is how to use the reticule, this aiming reticule. And the answer is, it's very simple. It is a magic tool that I don't imagine they actually had in World War I, but basically it compensates for every piece of physics going on with your aircraft, and it just knows if you click the button there and then, that's exactly where it's going to go. That's exactly where your bomb will go as soon as you click. Okay, so I see 3 tanks on the map, but I'm selecting the most likely one I can line up with, and so I'm just making an advanced lineup decision, just a quick rotation to the right, and then I'm lined up mostly in the right place. Okay, at this point, I'm close enough to my target that I have to start thinking about last minute course corrections, my plan for how I'm going to make last minute course corrections. And there's multiple options I can choose from, and I just have to choose the most appropriate option for this situation. So of the options that you have available, I would group them into 3 possible things. So let's just quickly go over these 3 possible things that you can do right now. So the first thing, and the most obvious thing, the easiest thing you can do in terms of being able to control your aircraft, is to just go in a straight line, which means that this arrow represents the area that I have the ability to drop bombs in. Now, this is the easiest and most obvious thing that someone can do in terms of controlling their aircraft, because it takes little to no mental effort in order to control your aircraft. Whilst that is the case, it is not appropriate for my situation, and I want to tell you why it's not appropriate for my situation. So let's take a quick look at exactly where my target is. And also, let's take a look at where he's facing, which direction he's facing. We also know, before we pause the screen, he had some momentum. He was reversing a bit just before we paused the screen. So we know he's moving. We think he's aware of us because we saw him shooting at us before we paused the screen. And everything I've just said about what we're aware of in terms of the situation means that he is not going to be that predictable. And if he's not predictable, we just need to be ready to adapt to any situation he's going to present us. We need to be able to adapt to the changes he makes. And if we stay with our option 1 of going in a straight line, the only way we're going to kill him is if he reverses just a bit more into our arrow, and if that just stays as the case. And that is such an unlikely scenario in my opinion, based on all the facts we've seen. It's best to just be ready with a better option than option 1. Now, option 2 and 3 are almost always better than option 1 in every scenario. Let me explain exactly why. So let's start with option 2, right? With option 2, we can rotate our plane left, as in turn the wings so that we're banking left. Now, you might be wondering, Nick, where on earth are you going? The target's over there, mate. Why are you going all the way up here? Well, the answer is very simple, right? Just because you bank left doesn't mean you have to actually turn left. So obviously if you turn left, you don't want to pull up, because if you pull up, you'll literally pull your plane up in the direction that the wings are banked in. So obviously we'll never be doing that in this situation, just flat out. Now, the way a plane works and the reason a plane stays in the air in the first place is it has a natural element of having lift thanks to the wings. So if you turn left, if you bank left, it's going to naturally pull you in the left direction. But we can easily compensate for that by just pulling down just a little bit. And what this means is we can keep our forward momentum with just a little bit more mental activity to compensate by pulling down just slightly over time. And that keeps us moving in the forward direction over time. But we've now got a beautiful thing available to us. We now have 2 extra directions we can last minute course correct. So what we've got now is we can easily just pull up and pull the plane, and hence the reticule of where our bombs are going to land. We can quickly just last minute pull up, and it will quickly pull up the reticule in the direction that the wings are banked in. That is a last minute course correction we have now got available to us. But there's another direction we can also do, and we can pull down and do the exact same thing by pulling down. It's a beautiful thing. Suddenly we've got option 1 and we've got extra flexibility. Now obviously this means we're gonna have to use a lot more mental activity to achieve this. This is skill, right? I'm saying mental activity, I just mean skill. Now the reason that we wanted this flexibility is because we think our target is going to be unpredictable and we want to be able to adapt, and now we can adapt in 2 extra directions. So I'm looking at this video now whilst I'm editing, and I'm realizing option 2 is actually the best option for this exact situation. And the reason is because our bank of the wings is in line with the direction that the tank is facing in. It is the best option. Instead, for some reason, I went with option 3, and on review, I'm not sure that option 3 was the best thing. Option 3 is just the exact same as option 2. It is just if you bank the wings in the other direction. That's all I meant with option 3 versus option 2. It's the same thing, just in reverse. And yeah, option 3, it doesn't really, in my view, it's not actually better than option 2. I should have gone with option 2. So I'm not perfect, right? So there's definitely room to be a better pilot than me. Now you absolutely have to know that at this point right here, you need to pull down. You have to pull down to slow down your forward momentum and allow you to concentrate your payload. You just want to spam release all your bombs after having pulled down and slowing down your momentum. Now guys, I didn't properly demonstrate here the value in options 2 and 3, because that example, I didn't really utilize options 2 and 3 to make a last minute course correction. So let's explore more of the video and watch as I do execute options 2 and 3 properly. I've got to get the hang of looking behind me so that we can see it explode. Let's do that again. They need air support to stop these damn tanks. Let's do this. Here we go, here we go. There's a... Oh, someone took him out before I could get there. Oh my god, we're going to lose Alpha if I don't do this. Oh, shall I go for this kill? Okay, I'll go for that kill. Yeah. Okay, okay, and let's get back in there. Let's do a quick spot before I turn around, so that we know exactly where he is. Alright, we'll leave the light tank and just go after the land ship. I can't get enough of it. So here I started in option 2, but I went back to option 1. Why would I do this? It's actually much better if I stayed in option 2. But I went back to option 1. It was less risky, I guess, because the guy was not showing signs of being unpredictable. But there we go. I cannot get enough of it. But we have lost Alpha. Their tank onslaught has wrecked Alpha here. Where did that tank come from? There's so many tanks in this map. I love it. Oh no. Oh, someone found an AA. Okay, okay. I just can't do it. Alright, we have to try. Maybe if I keep myself a low profile by going sideways like this. And then... Oh! I did it though! Oh! I didn't release the other payload though. Man, that sucks. Okay guys, so I made a mistake here. I was in option 2 to begin with, but then I tried to transition to option 1 or 3, one of the two, and that was a mistake. Instead, because of the time required to transition, I should have just stayed in option 2 and pulled down. Luckily, I used an advanced tip, which is to use the rudder to make a final, absolute, minute course correction. The rudder can be useful for that, and it did allow me to land a dead-on hit, but I forgot to release both payloads. Love it. I'll never... That feeling right there will never get old. There's 3 tanks on approach to Alpha. Like, who's going to sort them out if I don't get back in there? Oh, no. Damn it, he's on the move. I still got him. Good, good, good. Good. This guy just spawned. That's beautiful. He just spawned. Poor guy. Oh no. Oh no, there's an AA truck that's just spawned. No! Did this bomber just spawn kill